Pennsylvania Senator Bob Casey joining us now to discuss this key race. Senator, thank you so much for being here.
Natasha, good to be with you. Thank you.
So Fetterman led Oz by double digits back in August. We are neck and neck now. What do you think happened?
Well, Natasha, this is a close state. As you know, President Biden won this state by only 1.2% in 2020. It's always close. And I think that was more of a function of John Fetterman having a really historic and unprecedented primary win, and his opponent running a really bad campaign in June and July and August. So there's a natural tightening, but I still think John Fetterman's going to win, principally because people in our state know John Fetterman. He's made a strong connection to voters in his work as lieutenant governor and as a candidate. And I don't think the other side can say that. I think people understand that or believe that John Fetterman understands their struggles.
Well, we know during a recent interview, Fetterman said that he would emulate you if he were elected. There are certainly some big questions still surrounding his health. He did appear to struggle articulating himself during recent interviews. Do you believe that his health issues make him unfit to lead?
No, he's fit to lead. And I know two things that most commentators don't know. I know what it takes to be a United States Senator. I've done it for 16 years, representing a big, diverse state like Pennsylvania is. And I also know John Fetterman. And most people commenting don't know much about either of those two topics. And John is someone who, long before he had a stroke, understood people's struggles and what they're up against every day. But since his stroke, has had a remarkable recovery. And I've seen that recovery personally. Listening to him and talking to him over these months. And I think most people understand, A, that you can come back from a significant health challenge. Most people know someone in their family that has recovered from all kinds of health challenges and go back to work and do really difficult jobs, even jobs as difficult as a U.S. Senator. And secondly, most people understand that we've made advancements when it comes to providing basic accommodations for people that might need some help, like closed captioning, which will be utilized in the debate. So I think most people get it. I know there's a lot of people chattering in Washington about it, but most people understand it. I think most people, especially in the next 2 weeks, are going to be focused on who's going to be fighting for them and for their families.
Well, I do want to ask you about something that just happened today. Dr. Oz accusing Fetterman of being soft on crime. He said, quote, he voted 25 times against all the other parole board members to free convicted murderers, which makes him the most pro-murderer candidate in America. What would you say to Pennsylvanians who are concerned about crime in their community?
I'd say two things, because the Republicans have been lying about John Fetterman on a regular basis. So I would urge news organizations to check the facts on that assertion. But secondly, I don't think there's any question when it comes to votes on crime measures, crime programs in the federal budget, the Republican Party in Washington, of which Dr. Oz is now a card-carrying member, the Republican Party in Washington is the party of crime. They've been voting against the COPS program for years. We just had a vote last March on the spending bill for this year. The COPS program was funded at $512 million. More than 75% of congressional Republicans voted against every penny of that money for the COPS program. They also voted against the Burn Justice Assistance Grant. So when you combine just those two federal programs on crime, it's almost $1.2 billion of crime-fighting money that every Democrat voted for and 75% of Republicans voted against. So the Republican Party has earned the distinction, unfortunately, or I should say earned the insult of voting in favor of crime in our society. They are the party that's voting against crime prevention programs. That's just a fact. And unfortunately, over and over again, they've tried to defund the COPS program. We have stopped them on the Democratic side.
I hear you. I hear you.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.